So, hi everyone, welcome to the course. Today we will be learning all about forms. So, the first question for you guys is that let's suppose there are websites, right? And there is query form over there. And you usually see that user needs to fill some information and the query, whatever he or she is having, and then he or she submits the form. What that means, that particular data or the query is going to somewhere. That means whosoever is the owner of that particular website is getting those queries of the customers and they are giving their feedbacks over that, right? So similarly, if you want to collect the data from the user, you can use forms, right? So let's see how forms work. So forms over here. First of all, you will have to use forms. Okay. You might have seen the login form, the sign up form. So that particular form is basic form, normal form. Okay. So over here, I want to go with H1. Let's suppose login form. Okay. Login form, registration forms, right? There are query, there are contactors. So for all those things, we use forms. So this form, you need to write only form tag whenever you are using with the form. Now go with live server. Okay, and it will get opened. Now inside it, there is something called label. So what this label means, see, it is automatically suggesting me the attribute for. Why do we use for? So the for is basically the label. Okay, what the label is about. Let's suppose my label is containing some username as it is suggesting. So I will write over here username. If it is about emails, I will write emails. If it is about password, I will write password. Okay, so basically it will let the browser know that it is about our username. Okay, we'll just simply write username, and or you just go with name. You can write over here name. Okay, and now inside this label you have to put input. As soon as you will put input, now what this does, you will write input and the text, the type equals to text, the attribute is coming automatically. Okay, now you really need to close this. This is the input. See, the type text means that the input field will have the type text. That means the user can only write text inside it, the letters, anything. Okay, see, there is label. Okay, the field is about. Okay, it is showing the field is about name, that the user have to fill name over here. So this is the input field. Now you can write anything inside. Okay, it's a username. So when you have text, you are free to write anything. Okay, you can even add placeholder. The placeholder means the input field will have some kind of text which is kind of lighter. So enter your name. Okay, right over here. Now you will see that the input field is having some name. Now as soon as you will start writing, it will get disappear. So placeholder is just to display user that the field is about. You have to write something over here. Okay. So this placeholder is about that. Similarly, you can use another label. Okay, so input has more attributes like there is name. Okay, so this name we used to write the name of the input, right? So basically, we are not going to use over here these attributes, name, ID will be helping you in the JavaScript. So we'll look into that in more details. Here we are just focusing on the HTML part. Now let's suppose I want to have email over here. So I'm writing email. Okay, and I can go with input. You can have So I'm not writing the placeholder now. The type text, you know that the email is not going to have the type text, because text is going to have any alphabet or any letters. But inside the mail, see, if you're writing mail over here, okay, see, I'm not writing email, I have written mail. Now let's see if you will write something called kajal@gmail.com. Okay, I will just explain you, but before that I want to have a button. So let's have a button. Okay, and button type is going to be submit. That means it is going to be submit somewhere. It is going to submit the form somewhere where we don't know about it. I will let you know where it is going. It's basically passing the all of the input fields through the URL, but where I will let you know, not in this lecture, in the upcoming videos. Okay. So you need to write over here submit. Okay. So there will be button. So basically you have created the simple form with the name and an email and a button, but obviously you will use CSS to make it more interactive. Now see, I am writing Kajal and I am trying to submit it. It's getting submitted. Why? Now if you will write over here email, now you write over here Kajal and KA123 and try to submit it. You will not able to submit. Instead the HTML, this is the HTML security. No, we have not used over here the backend security. It is the HTML which is giving it by default. So it's saying that's the email address. So you don't have to use mail. What you have to use email. Remember this. Students usually use mail instead of email. Okay, so it will give you that validation error. Okay, that you need to use @. Now if I use @gmail.com and I'll click over it, the form will get submitted. Okay, similarly you can have a reset button over here. Reset. Okay, to type reset, that means you are not going to submit the form, you want to reset the form. That means if I am writing my name Kajal over here and I'm writing kajal@gmail.com, so when I click on it, all the fields are going to remove the values, whatever I've written. Okay, so let's go to button submit and let's see more of the inputs. So let's suppose now I want to have the password. I'll copy it and I'll paste it over here. Now change this particular to password and write over here password. And the type is also going to change to password. This type password means that the user, whatever user is going to write, it's going to have hidden. So let's write over here. So puts kajal@gmail.com, and over here I'm writing my password. Now see, you are not able to see whatever I am writing. So that means it is going to be hidden and type is password. Okay everyone, so let's see how address works and why do we need it. So let me just copy it and paste it over here. So we'll change for address. Okay, just a minute. Address, and here also address. For address, we don't use normal input, we use text area. Okay, so text areas are usually longer than the name or email. That means your address, your home address is going to be long. So for that we use text area. So you will see that this address is coming like this. Okay. Okay. While my button is not there, we need to put the type as submit over here. We refresh it. Yeah, so it's there. Okay. And now if you want to increase the area, you can go with row. Let's suppose I'm entering row as 10 and column as 10. So it will increase the row and column by 10. And you can even define one. If you are giving it row as 10, it is going to occupy as 10. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to use it. Now let's move to the radio button. Okay, how it works. So I am going for the label first. Label. And in the for, I want to go with, let's suppose I want to have customer is old or a new. Okay, so let's have old over here. So in the label, I'm going to have old. And inside it, you can go with input field. In the type, you want to go with radio. Now in the radio, see, you have to write something here called ID. Why do I want to write ID over here? Because for and ID are interrelated to each other. That means my label is going to be of this particular input. So for all, the value has to be same. Okay, for the old, for attribute and ID attribute. Okay, so in here I want to go as value. So value, what it is going to be? Value is going to be customer as old. And I want to copy this thing. I want to paste it, and in place of old, I am going to put it as new. Okay. Put it as new. The value is going to be new. One more thing is there which I will show you. First of all, just see over here. There are two input fields. I would like to remove or comment this address so that we'll have some space, and I want to add some break over here. So that the things will start from the next line. Okay. See, you are able to select both of them at once, but you want to select only one at a time. For that, what you need to do? Add name over here, name as customer, and the same name will go over here as a customer. Okay. Now click on this and click on this. See, when you will have the name attribute, the name attributes it containing the value same, which is customer. So my browser will know that these are going to be of the same category. Okay, so you will be able to select only one from the radio button. Either you are old customer or new. You can't select both at the same time. Okay, this was your radio button. Now if you have a checkbox, okay, so you might have seen checkbox. Where you have seen checkbox? You have seen that you have one form, and at the end of this there is some agree to the terms and conditions. So when you click it, when you check it, you are able to proceed with the further things. So similarly, you want to have a checkbox. Now see the boxes there. You can go with a checkbox. So it will change now. See, in the checkbox, you are able to tick and untick. So the difference with the checkbox over here is that you usually have one checkbox. You don't have both the checkbox. Okay, so you can go with the only one thing. Now let me clear all these things. You have seen these things. Now there is something called select. Okay, in this select you have drop down. So select alone is going to do nothing. You can see that there is some box over here. So you can add break over here. Inside select we have something called options. Okay, so in option you have value. You can put value as India. Okay, so go as India, and then you will have the same option, close it. You can have Australia, and you can put Australia over here. So you will see that you will have India as a by default selected, and there is Australia which you can select. So you can select any of the options from the drop down. So that was all about your forms. I hope you have understood the forms. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me, and you have some assignments to solve on this form. So kindly do it. Thank you so much, everyone.